Oh yeah, what's up everybody and welcome to a brand new episode of the Hot Mic here on the soon-to-be John Rocha channel, but the Outlaw Nation channel for now. Thank you so much for joining us here on the channel. So much to get into today. I am John Rocha, joined as always by the Sneider himself, Jeff Sneider. How are you, brother?
Hello, Johnny boy! What's up, baby?
How are you feeling? Look at you. You got some sun on you? You laying up by the pool? What's going on over there?
That's all I do now. I just spend my days by the pool writing all day.
You're breaking scoops right there by the pool. I respect it. I respect that. That's the life. That's the life we all want to get to, just chilling out by the pool and working. That's amazing. But we had so much to get into here. Jeff, going on in the world of entertainment. A little bit of a slow week, but also some big hits throughout the ramp up here because Superman is about to come out. Has come out today, actually, in some cities, but really hitting the big time tomorrow. But there's been already controversies around the Rotten Tomatoes score, how much we should weigh into, how much that actually means. There's been controversies around critics being accused of getting paid for their positive reviews, stemming off what we talked about last week. And of course, there's just some controversies overall at how people are reacting and reviewing this movie. So we'll jump into some of that here on the show. We're also going to get into stuff going, your updates on the Transformers franchise, Kenobi Season 2, Indiana Jones, some trailer stuff, other stuff going on in the world of entertainment as well. So strap in. This is going to be a fun episode. It is the Hot Mic. So, you know, all the filters are down, all the walls are down, and we're going to tell our truths about what's going on here in the world of entertainment. So, Jeff, anything you want to say before we start? Anything you want to remind people of or let people know about at all?
I want to say that you look handsome, John, and I want to remind people that I'm handsome too.
Yes, you are. Of course you are. Let me look at the red on you. It looks good. Where are you going now? Jesus Christ. What are you putting on now? Are you figuring out your outfit as we go along? I love that. I love that. All right, so let's get it going here, man. Let's jump into the first story. Let's do it, Jeff. I mean, let's just rip the Band-Aid off. It is Superman week. It is coming out today. It's the first screening where I live already happened at 2:00 for the public. They're right around the corner from my house, so it is out there for people to watch. A lot going on here. We are not going to be doing a spoiler review of this on this show. We are actually going to be spoiler reviewing it next Monday, this upcoming Monday at 5 p.m. PT live here on the channel. So strap in for Jeff and I breaking down this movie. I imagine we might end up on opposite sides. But Jeff, you're going to see this tonight. There's already all kinds of controversies around this movie. What is your temperature? What's the temperature around this movie right now all across the board with all these competing articles arguing how much it needs to make, whether the Rotten Tomatoes scores are valid, and the reactions and reviews here?
Well, I just got a text from a friend who I was supposed to see Superman with two friends tonight. One of them says, I'm bailing to get laid tonight. I hope you guys can understand.
Well, there you go.
He has his priorities in the right place. Yeah, the whole, how much does it need to make? How much to the dollar? I think it needs more than we think, but who cares? It's not your money. Why is this a relevant conversation?
Well, which is it? Like, what do you mean? The box office?
They're obviously going to keep making these movies, right?
Right, but we saw before with the WB regime before, like Man of Steel in their minds underperformed, even though it's the highest grossing Superman movie ever, I think. But if you adjust for inflation, I think 1978 clips it out. But like the situation there, so they readjusted their universe based on the reception to Man of Steel. So,
and do you think that that they're going to adjust based on this movie, based on how it performs?
I would think if this thing only comes in at $500 million worldwide, which I really think it's not going to, let's say that as an example, I absolutely think David Zaslav makes the call and says to James Gunn, hey, what can we do for a sequel to this movie that is going to get people back on board? Is it time to maybe initiate the Robert Pattinson initiative and bring him into the DCU as Batman?
Now, listen, I wish that there was this kind of freedom, if you will, but I really think like James is just set, will stick to his guns no matter how it performs, and whatever he's writing right now is going to be what it is. There's not going to be any pivot. It's it's not going to matter. He's just going to stay, let's stay the course.
So you're telling me that David Zaslav, who is in charge of Warner Brothers Studios and is no wallflower, is not going to chime in and tell James, hey man, I think we need to do this. I'm your boss. and I need you to do this or that. You don't think that's possible?
I mean, it's possible, but again, the whole problem with Hollywood these days is that people respect the relationships too much. And so I don't think that Zaslav is going to come in and strong arm James Gunn. Okay. I think he's going to stick with the decision that he made, right? Which is like, let's trust James Gunn and see where this goes. And I don't think like this movie is going to make enough where Warner Brothers is going to frame it as a win, if only to frame it as a win.
Yeah, for PR purposes.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Like this is about insulating James Gunn as well and like protecting one of the studio's top talents.
Well, do you think that's why he said like it's not like it's ridiculous that people think it needs to make $700 million? Do you think that was a little bit of a cover, or do you think that's legitimately what they think there, that it doesn't have to make 700? They'll be happy with under 7 if it's received well and liked well.
I think if it makes 600, like that's not the end of the world.
Okay.
I think that they were hoping for more, but I think as long as it makes 550 to 600, like they're not going to hit the panic button. If it fails to crack 500 million, yeah, they're going to hit the panic button.
Okay.
I would if I were them, but like I don't really see that as being much of like a threat. Yeah.
I agree with you 100%. I think having seen it and liked it, I think it definitely has the real potential to go past any of this stuff. The only conversation, I mean, the thing when you look at it, like what it's 660, according to the numbers, Man of Steel ended its global run at $668 million. That's what it made according to the numbers. And I said it's the highest grossing Superman solo movie. But the budget is where we start to have a little bit of fudging of numbers, right, Jeff? Because it was 363.8 rather, according to the Hollywood Reporter. But then James Gunn shot that down and said it's closer to 225, 250. But then you add in marketing, and there's reports here from a number of sources that suggest that the marketing could be $200 million. THR saying that, this isn't some.
The marketing is insane. I mean, it's absolutely everywhere. It's not,
like 250 plus 200, that's $450 million. So
again, it's the same thing with Sinners, right, guys? It's like we're talking about the theatrical, like whether the movie is a theatrical winner or not. And in that sense, I understand why the $700 million figure is getting thrown around, right? Because that would be the bench for it, maybe to be a theatrical winner.
That ends all conversation.
That let's say Sinners brings in 80 to 100 million in ancillaries. This movie is going to bring in even more than that, right? And so that's how you think that the math gets revised down to a $600 million figure or so, because you can count on 100 to 125 or 150 million in ancillary.
Right. Well, Screen Rant is saying that if you went off the 363.8 million, if that's to be believed, that budget, and because James shot it down doesn't necessarily mean it is
getting money back. Like it may have cost 363 million, but then they're getting the tax refunds, right? So it's not net, and it's not. And again, we're not going to know. James Gunn's going to barely fucking know, okay? Because it's just, first of all, if James Gunn is saying the number 225, that's obviously low, right? Why? Because they have no incentive to give you the real number. Right? So you can just take it to the bank that it's definitely higher than whatever they are saying.
But everyone is telling me that James Gunn is being honest about everything. I'm seing that from everybody. James Gunn is being honest about everything.
Person in Hollywood who tells the truth about budgets. I just what was the other part of the question?
Well, I was just trying to say that if the budgets should be believed at 363, you're saying the tax incentives, all that kind of stuff, drops it down to 225. But you're also saying, well, that's what he's claiming, but it's probably actually higher than the 225. And then you add in the marketing budget. That's that's well over a $400 million film. So 500 million is not really going to cut it.
Marketing, same thing. It's like they're spending a ton of money on marketing, but at the same time, they're getting a ton of money from partners, right? They're getting a ton of media value, which is something that Sinners also didn't get. Like that. Yeah. Sinners, they didn't have smoke and stack on a McDonald's cup.
No, not on a McDonald's cup. No, for sure.
And I think you can see Superman and on those kinds of things, right? It's just blanket coverage. And that stuff is valuable. So, maybe Warner Brothers is doing like that. The point is that you can't believe anybody on the math, least of all anybody involved in the actual movie.
Well, then, yeah, exactly. So then what do you think, given everything you've heard, what do you think it needs to make overall by the end of its run in order to be considered a success and a fantastic?
So again, these are like, there are degrees of success. So not a failure, or a success.
Sure.
Right?
Not,
Two different things.
Not a failure. How about that? What's the number for not a failure?
600 to 650.
Even though that's less than Man of Steel, even though that would be less than Man of Steel.
It's a different time. I mean, shit, there's been 100 zillion comic book movies before this. It's not that special anymore. Internationally, America just looks different to the rest of the world than it did 12 years ago or whatever, whenever Man of Steel was.
Right.
I don't think that this movie is really going to be a hit with international audiences. I think it's more of an American domestic play.
Yeah.
At the end of it, normally, internationally dwarfs domestic at the box office.
Normally, yes.
Right? Normally. But I don't know that it will here.
Okay. Yeah, and that's very similar. You keep bringing up Sinners. I think the same thing happened with Sinners. Obviously, it didn't do well internationally as it did because it's a very American story as it did in domestically, for sure.
No, it doesn't. People are saying it needs to make more than Man of Steel. No one gives that's for the hardcore nerds. No one is looking at how much Man of Steel made a decade ago.
Okay, but that's actually
you can't do the comps. I'm saying the average to the average person, they're not sitting there thinking, was this Superman movie a success? What did that movie a decade ago do?
Right.
That's not how people think.
Well, that's how people have been thinking on social media for sure. Everybody's comparing the 1978 box office take versus the 2013, I think it was.
How do you compare 1970? Again, how do you even? This is like apples and oranges. How do you compare 1978 box office?
It's adjusted for inflation, right? And then you look at
anytime you have to fall back on the crutch of inflation in a box office argument, you've already lost.
That's ridiculous. That gives you a more actual idea of what the movie would have made if it had made this.
And Gone with the Wind is the biggest movie of all time.
It is. You know why? Because tickets were 5 cents back then. And if that many people went back to see it that many times, it made the money that it made. It spoke volumes about how much that.
Why don't we talk about it like the box office champ? Why is Avatar the box office champ?
Well, I think because they've adjusted it, haven't they? Or is it? I guess they have the both, right? They have the box office champ.
What are you talking about? Come on.
Well, they have two, right? There's always two. There's always the box office champ when it came out, and then there's box office adjusted for inflation, and that seems to always is going to be Gone with the Wind, I think. And so that's a more difficult thing.
Gone with the Wind sold way more tickets.
Yes,
Gone with the Wind wasn't relying on IMAX screens. You can't even have these arguments. It's like comparing, Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell to Shaquille O'Neal.
Right. Well, then what do you do with a film now to consider? Well, that's what I'm saying. You're poking holes in all the possible metrics, and then how do we even determine a success, Jeff?
Why do we need to? Why do we? Why does everything need to be winners and losers? Is this movie a winner? Or is it a loser? How should I feel about
on Earth?
Why can't it just miss this movie? Why can't it just? Why can't we just talk about it was this movie good or bad? I'd rather talk about movies in terms of good or bad rather than successful or unsuccessful.
But we don't live in a vacuum, and whether it's successful or not successful affects if you get more of this good or bad movie. So you can't just say, you can plug your ears and go, I'm only going to talk about this. That doesn't make any sense.
To me, it looks like no different than a Transformers movie, which, people to say, oh, well, these movies are successful. Okay, yeah, but they suck. So.
Yeah, some people feel that way. Not all of us, Jeff. God damn it. We'll get to your Transformers update in just a little bit. But I want to ask you now about the Rotten. See, I think it needs to make 700 to 800 to be considered a flat out success and to shut anybody up. That's what I think it needs to do. But I think it's a really straw man argument that people are like, well, look at Iron Man. You cannot compare Superman to Iron Man. Those are two completely different superheroes. And those are two completely different times.
But you can compare Superman to Superman from 1978.
Superman makes sense, yes, because it gives you an idea.
So insane.
Well, it gives you an idea of the taste of what the public. It gives you an idea of the public's taste for Superman at the time. It gives you an idea, at least a historical thing to compare. I guess is what I'm trying to say with that. But I was reading this article, Jeff. I want to get your thoughts on this. Let's move to Rotten Tomatoes and the score on it. Tory Brazier wrote this in Metro, in the Metro.uk. And Rotten Tomato score for Superman has gone down after the UK critics chimed in with what was mostly negative reviews about the movie that dropped it from 91 to 85 or 84 on Rotten Tomatoes. And she wrote this article breaking down what she thought was going on here. And she said, yeah, some people have deemed it popcorn entertainment, said it'll make you believe in superhero movies again. But of the currently 112 reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, 10 gave it a score of 3 out of 5, all of which were classified as fresh. While it's true that, that the mark leans closer to positive than negative, I'd argue that 6 out of 10 or 60% positive reaction is hardly overwhelming praise. So do you think that these Rotten Tomatoes scores are being used conveniently to make it seem like the entire public is in love with this movie? When
you can absolutely make Rotten Tomatoes scores look however you want. I can make anything look like anything. That's the beauty of being a journalist. Because it's all about the context, right?
Right.
First of all, the Rotten Tomatoes scores are nonsense.
Okay.
I mean, how many times have we seen things review bombed? You can't even trust what you see anymore because you don't know what the motive. You're assuming everyone has the same motivation in rating the movie.
Well, the review bombing is on the audience side, right? I don't think there's review bombing on the critic side. Do you think that's happening on the critic side?
On the critic side, let me tell you on the critic side. I saw some of the people who were invited this week to join Rotten Tomatoes. It's like these people have 500 followers. Again, it used to be, and I know my tweet got a lot of attention this week.
Oh.
It used to be someone had to hire you to make you a critic. They had to anoint you a critic. Now everyone just goes to see a movie with their friends and they go on Letterboxd after and they call themselves critics. It's insane.
But that's what are you doing? Are you being the old man on the lawn?
Yes, it's as if my kindergarten niece thinks of herself as a painter because she does finger painting.
Yeah, but there's a lot of good criticism going on with these people that don't have a venue to get out there to put their stuff out there. It's no different. What are you going to do? Shit on independent movies and go like, well, they can't open at the level that the big, Warner Brothers didn't pick that movie up. That isn't fair. That isn't fair.
It's not about even good criticism, though, John. You could have, again, a friend who works in construction and you have the most amazing conversations with him about film. It's very good criticism that your friend has.
Right.
But your friend's not a critic. Your friend's a fucking construction person.
Right. But if he's a person who can do good criticism, puts the work in, creates a website, puts the criticism up there and is doing the work. Because I imagine Rotten Tomatoes is because I'm a tomato meter critic. I imagine they vet the people that they accept into the critic. And by the way, I have a friend of mine who has applied 3 separate times. He works in Utah at a TV station as a movie critic. That is his fucking job. And it took him 3 years to get into Rotten Tomatoes.
Some vetting system, huh?
That's what I'm saying. There is a vetting system, and the vetting system looks at how much you do, what your criticism is like, the level of your criticism, and then eventually, hopefully,
and you know what they don't look at is anybody reading this person.
Which person?
Whoever's applying. The critic who's applying.
Oh, yes. Well, no, they're
watching their blog.
They're watching his stuff on the Utah local station there. I can't remember if it's NBC,
I'm
ABC,
talking
or
about your friend specifically. I'm talking about in general.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, yes, I imagine people might be, but maybe not at the levels of other critics. But Jeff, you also can say that these trade websites, these editors are hiring their buddies and hiring their friends and giving them a leg up. And their criticism is for shit sometimes, or most of the time.
And it still counts. It's all weighed the same on Rotten Tomatoes.
But I'm saying to you, you're saying like, well, anybody can be a critic. Well, by the same token, anybody can make friends and kiss ass to somebody who becomes an editor, and all of a sudden they get that job because they begged that person hard enough to give them the job to be a movie critic. So you're trying to aspire some nobility. You're trying to assign some nobility to the Penske media conglomerate as selecting the right people to be critics.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I hate when you do this. Try to follow along. These are pyramid points that lead to.
It's not that anybody can be a critic. It's that everybody thinks they are a critic.
Well, that's fair, but I do think there is good criticism going on these websites or on Letterboxd from people who don't have an opportunity because there's only 12 fucking jobs.
Now they have an opportunity. Now they're more valued than I am with 20 years of writing experience because I'm not a Rotten Tomatoes critic.
Well, that's because you don't apply for it.
I don't want to apply to it. Why would I want to be a part of a ridiculous system? I mean, let's call it for what it is. It's a ridiculous system.
Okay. Why do you believe that? Okay.
It's the same. I just called it out a few weeks ago when David Poland gives a review of a movie, and he says this movie is a mess. It sucks. It makes no sense. And I gave it a thumbs up on Rotten Tomatoes because I think the people who like that stuff will be into it.
Wow, that's
okay.
nice.
So we're not even like voting or like putting in the data according to what we think anymore. It's what we think. And Poland's like a very smart guy. I would not lump him in with the masses, the unwashed masses on YouTube. But it's like, that's exactly what I'm talking about. This fucking system is ridiculous. Yeah, and it's owned, by the way, by fucking Warner Brothers.
Right. Yes. So fair point. Well, then by that token, I shouldn't have been allowed in if it's owned by Warner Brothers and what have you. Because I haven't always been kind to the Warner Brothers movies.
Why do you have to be? This is the thing. Why do you have to be kind? Why?
I don't think you have to be.
No, but you have that feeling. It's just you just sort of let it.
No. I was saying, because of the way Warner Brothers operates and the way they operated with the Superman.
A lot of studios operate, and you're not wrong to say it, John. I'm saying you're illuminating that there's a feeling among us, the media community, that we need to say certain things so that they'll like us and they'll invite us to things, and that's crazy. Because back in the day, it didn't matter what we said as long as we had what. An audience.
Yes, you had an audience and credibility.
A lot of people on Rotten Tomatoes don't.
Well, that's a fair point. But this is also, just like you said, this is not Superman back in 2013. This is not film criticism like back in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s. Things have changed. I guarantee you during the 1980s, if there was social media, Siskel and Ebert wouldn't be Siskel and Ebert like they're Siskel and Ebert, like we revere them now. We would have had many more critics who are being part of all of this stuff. It's just because technology has now allowed for more people to come out of the woodwork to become critics that we've got more critics than ever. Now, I agree with you to a degree that is this driving the sense of is it driving the intelligence level of criticism? Is it driving it down?
Yes.
There is an argument to make. You can make that argument, I think.
Yes, taste is way worse. I mean, shit. You just don't. There's no way you think of today's critics like you thought of them back in the day.
Well, certain ones, yes, but most, no. I agree. Look, I'm never going to tell you I'm Siskel Ebert or I'm any of the. No, fuck Pauline Kael. No. I'm happy that they expanded the definition to allow for more people to be considered critics, of course, but in no way do I think I should ever be spoken. And I would say maybe 90% of the critics now to be spoken of in the same breath as people like Siskel and Ebert or Desson Howe or Elvis Mitchell or Pauline Kael, all these people they grew up reading.
Again, there's the junket people, right? Who see a movie, interview the talent, and then say something online about whether they like the movie, and their reactions are thrown in and considered criticism when it is not. Okay, because they wouldn't dare say something negative about the movie when they have to go talk to the director the next morning.
Well, yeah, and that's the second part of that's the third part of what I want to get into here, because I did a video on this yesterday, and it kind of blown up over the last few, not my video, but the questioning of critics. There's been this loud groundswell of people now, beyond what you've heard, the angry minority who have been yelling that people are, like getting paid, getting bought by studios or whatever. But there has been, we talked about this last week, a blurring of the lines, and the volume has gotten louder of people. And these are like level-headed, regular people, not the crazy people claiming all of this stuff, who are having legitimate questions here, Jeff. And people are pushing back. People are claiming, well, we don't get a check, we don't get whatever. But things have changed now, and it seems like this has evolved into something else, because you can argue if you're part of a bunch of critics groups, you are a critic. So if you go see a movie and you go see it early and you're handpicked by the studio, you get to do a video about that movie. That video makes money. You're making money off the access that you've gotten. So yes, you're not getting a check directly from the studio, but you are still financially getting an
100 million%. I've been penalized financially this week because I did not see Superman with my peers. So congratulations to Warner Brothers on accomplishing its mission of denying me a few shekels by not inviting me to a screening. And I understand why, and I don't give a shit. I'm seeing it tonight. Things are fine. I'll be okay.
You'll be okay.
That's exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
If I had played ball more in the run up to the release of Superman, or not reported on test screenings or whatever, maybe I'd get the invite. I mean, it's crazy when you see who's invited to these things these days.
Right.
And how many times they're invited. Right? People are like off to see Superman for the third time in IMAX. It's just like they're so catered to. I don't know. I mean, these influencers don't influence anybody. We influence people.
We said that last week. Yeah, for sure. I agree with you on that. Yeah. But don't think this is a studio driven thing. Like the studio is benefiting from putting the critics against the fans. And the studios are the ones sending out the swag, holding the luncheons, having the dinners. Look, you get your picture with Pedro Pascal. You get to talk to James Gunn. You can do all this stuff. So if critics are willingly going and being a part of this, isn't it time to start surrendering that you are a critic? Like, I feel like if you're constantly taking selfies with people, your credibility has a right to be questioned and your objectivity has a right to be questioned, don't you think? Or am I wrong?
I think so. It's not to say that I haven't taken photos with celebrities or whatever, but
sure.
I'm honest to a fault, and I think that is why certain people in the business respect me.
Yeah,
I don't know that there's a respect for a lot of these fanboy people in our community. Not that there's not a place for them, not that they aren't well liked by the talent. Do I think that the talent actually cares about them or what they think? No.
Yeah, I feel like we're heading towards a come to Jesus moment about criticism, because more and more of the fans, more and more of the moviegoers are questioning the validity and objectivity of critics because the blurring of the lines that we mentioned last week.
Nobody's being paid. I mean, the accusations about being paid are obviously ridiculous. Trust me.
I agree. Nobody's getting a paycheck. Nobody's getting
being paid in invites and access.
Right, exactly. And then you say, well, no one's getting money, but the people who are getting these invites and access early, in exchange for maintaining that positive, they're making financial benefits from it.
Absolutely.
And that's where I think there needs to be some honesty overall. And too many people are caught up with this indignation angle, which, to be fair, I felt that way about a week ago. But the more research I did, the more people I talked to, I started to see their points of views. And I kind of put that away, because there are some YouTube people who are like, how dare you question my objectivity while I wear my Superman shirt, yell how excited I am to go see this for the fourth time, thanks to the studio, and take all pictures with the critics, with the cast or whatever. Like, have some self-analysis. Take a look in the mirror. Like, what would this look like to someone who is not as hooked up as you, and address that, and then stop calling yourself a critic. I feel like, because you've blurred the lines.
I don't know that anybody, influencers, like a dirty word sometimes. I'm not talking about influencers. Control how people self-identify. I don't identify as a critic, but I think I'm more of a critic than most people who call themselves critics.
Yes, 100%. I think you are too. I think you are 100%. When we've talked film, it's very.
I write reviews consistently. I go to festivals and write reviews. I've been writing reviews since I was 19 for Antical News. So it's like, I think I have the credibility as a critical voice.
Yeah.
The thing is that what pays my bills is breaking news, and so I am a reporter than anything.
You are a reporter first, for sure. And I think that's where I'm starting to kind of come to this understanding. Like, some of these critics are influencers in critics' clothing. And that's where I think is where because I don't mind. Influencers are honest. They have to be honest. Hashtag Warner Brother partner, like you said with what's his face last week. But like, some of the people who are getting called out by fans for their objectivity are cloaking themselves in this indignation about it. And it's like, come on now.
I will say this much. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I talked about it in therapy this week. I'll apologize to Soups, because I've been piling on Soups the last week or two.
Okay.
I spotted him online and called him Mr. Irrelevant, because he's standing next to Corenswert, who's playing Mr. Irrelevant in the movie. And I felt bad. I felt bad about it, to the point where I talked about it in therapy, Soups.
Did you talk to him about it?
I talked to my fucking therapist. this is as close as this is a public apology. But it was mean, and I regret it. So you know what, buddy? Enjoy Superman. I wish the Crow had been amazing, and I could have been the guy who was like, oh, the Crow, and then the Crow. Instead, it was the Crow. Ah, fuck yeah, that was as bad as I thought it would be.
Fair enough. All right. Anything else you want to say on this, or shall we move? Like, you're seeing it tomorrow, right?
I'm seeing it tonight.
I'm sorry. So you're seeing it tonight. That's right. And we are going to have our spoiler review on Monday night. Jeff and I are going to go live on the hot mic to talk about it as well. So.
None of the people invited to Superman, by the way, and the premiere, other than Perry, who always looks lovely. No one dressed as well, guys. Everyone's talking about like how people dressed. These people, I'm the only one who in our community who knows how to dress.
You say this as what now?
When I wear my pink cardigan, whether I wear my pink shoes, I mean, I have actual style. Most of the people in this line of work do not.
Oh my God.
Umberto has style.
Yes, Umberto has style. Yes. All right, well, let's move on to one last thing with Superman. Let's talk about this, the latest James Gunn interview. He was talking about the film and in the promotion and speaking to GQ. He was talking to them about his how he deals with David Corenswert.
Asshole.
Yeah, James Gunn said, sometimes Corenswert his questions on set are great, and I totally see where they make him better. And because they make him better, they make the movie better. But every once in a while, it's just one question too many. And it's like, oh my God, just David, stop for a minute. And the beautiful thing about me and David is that he knows that about himself, and he knows where my limits are. And when I say, David, shut the fuck up, David totally doesn't take it, totally gets it, and does not take that personally. We have a really, to me, beautiful relationship in that way, because I'm used to being very sensitive with actors, and you have to be by default, because many actors are incredibly sensitive because they're putting their emotions on the line on screen. But with David, he's not that way. He's not sensitive like that. So this is a fascinating quote for James to admit that he tells the lead actor of his movie to shut the fuck up. And this is the guy with one side of his mouth who says kindness is the new punk rock. Yet he's telling his lead actor to shut the fuck up, and he's calling other actors sensitive, not himself for yelling to someone to shut the fuck up. It's them who are sensitive, not James Gunn. This is madness, Jeff. Again, I don't understand why he's doing so many of these interviews and saying this stuff.
Right, exactly. Just stop talking. Just like, again, the movie's been sold. You don't need to have all these interviews full of embarrassing revelations. Imagine the headline if it was just James Gunn to David Corenswert, shut the fuck up and act, or whatever. Imagine if it was another director. Am I right? If it was David O. Russell, we'd all be like, fucking David O. Russell, that guy shouldn't be directing anymore. I don't know. I just someone hit me up last night, and they're like, because I'm excited to see Superman, especially after all the glowing reactions. Even though I've been warned by people who know me and my taste that I probably won't like it.
I would agree with that.
I expressed excitement, and one of my readers was like, dude, you've been all over James Gunn and now you're excited? Like, what the fuck? I'm like, these two things have nothing to do with one another.
Oh my God. I agree with you. Go ahead.
Right? Exactly. It's like there's the movie, and then there's James Gunn and him running the studio and how he's marketed the thing, which I think has not been good. Even the Rick and Morty thing.
Yeah. I thought that was funny. You didn't like it. You didn't like it? Oh, okay.
Again, it's just like, I've never seen a director
put themselves out there.
Become the whole like heart of the marketing engine. Like this. I mean, other than like Nolan, but like Nolan he's selective in his interviews. Like, it seems like James Gunn would like go down, and God bless him for this, right? Like, to his credit, he'd go like open a fucking Walmart down the street. Like, he'd cut the ribbon. He'd show up anywhere.
He even showed up on that DC show, even though he never shows up on that DC show. He even did that to try to promote the Superman. I thought the Rick and Morty stuff was funny because Zach was in on it. Zach was voicing it over. So the back and forth, and they were making fun of James Gunn through most of the Rick and Morty episodes. So I didn't mind that. But I hear you. But look, he put himself in the opening of the Creature Commandos thing. Yes, I know they said they just slipped it by him, and the artist put in that bullshit. But like, there's this thing about him, and so you're right. That's the thing that's a little bit like confusing because I do think he seems like a genuinely decent dude, even though I've heard differently from other people who've worked with him, myself personally. But he seems like a guy who understands what's going on. But the thing is, he reveals too much. And in revealing too much, you walk into minefields all the time. I mean, look at what he said. I mean, Warner Brothers must have been going nuts when he said the immigrant stuff. And look, we all know Superman. We know the storyline. We know Zack Snyder definitely had that angle in Man of Steel. But why do you say that right before a movie?
Why do you need to say it? Let the movie speak for itself.
Yes. Look, I get it. You want to stay. Look, I'm the son of immigrants. I understand being an ally to immigrants, especially now in our countries, what's going on. I totally respect that. But if you're trying to sell a movie, why are you going to risk alienating 30 to 40% of the country coming to see your movie by making a comment like that? And that's the point Jeff and I have been making for weeks now, is that he talks too much. And in talking too much, he slides into these minefields that are unnecessary for him as a director.
Exactly. He creates unnecessary issues for himself in the movie because now it had to wage that. That was like the headline all week, was that immigrant woke thing. And it takes the conversation off where it needs to be. It makes it like a divisive choice, like that says something about you, when this movie should be for everybody. Again, it's nice in theory, the whole kindness thing, and I want to see how it's executed. But we're not that long ago, we're like, Joker made $1 billion.
Yeah.
So that's where I think we are. I know Joker 2 didn't make money. Joker 2 was obviously very different from Joker. But I think that is the kind of movie that makes $1 billion, and this is not. So we'll see.
We'll see. I feel like it should make $1 billion. If Deadpool and Wolverine can make $1 billion, I feel like this movie can make $1 billion. If a crappy film like Minecraft movie can almost make $1 billion, Lilo and Stitch can almost make $1 billion. I just feel like it's Superman. It's Superman. This is like one of the top 5 heroes ever. And so to me, I feel like it should come close to making $1 billion. But
Superman's boring. I don't really think. I know he's obviously one of the best heroes ever, but I find him kind of boring, and I don't think I'm alone on that front.
You might be right.
Boy Scouts don't make for great protagonists.
Ride me, Sheldon. Do me, Sheldon. You do not have great sex with a guy named Sheldon. You just don't. All right. Anyway, let's move on from the Superman conversation. Thank you so much to everybody who has put up with us talking about it. Almost 800 of you joining us live. Jeff, where can they subscribe to your newsletter that delivers breaking news and casting roundups and scoops?
TheInsnyder.com. And tonight I should have my top 10 from the first half of 2025, since I saw Sorry Baby last night. Did you see that?
I have not seen that one. Which is that a good one? No. Okay.
It was Sundancey, very Sundancey, and not in a good way.
Oof. All right. Well, let's move on to this, Jeff. Speaking of your newsletter, you talked about this. What are your updates with Transformers? What are you hearing? What is the skinny? What is the scoops on all this? Can you let people know what you're hearing about what's going on behind the scenes? What's the truth? What's not the truth? What is going on here with Michael Bay coming back to Transformers?
I mean, so I didn't break anything, and I
you talk.
Yeah. It's like I didn't really do any new reporting on this, although I have something interesting to mention. But so yeah, like there was a report in Puck last week that Michael Bay is in talks to come back to Transformers.
Yes.
Sound like he was the one who approached them and was like, I'd really like to be involved more.
Right.
And they're like, well, yeah, if you want to be involved, like, you should probably do it. I mean,
bitch, you want to be involved? Come back and direct.
Yeah, exactly. So he got Jordan Van Dina to write him a script.
Right.
He's like the writer of the Binge movies. A bit of an odd choice for a Transformers movie, but I'm willing to go with it. And yeah, apparently he's been struggling to finance other things. Now, the project is one of 5 Transformers movies in the works over at Paramount and Hasbro. Josh Cooley, who did Transformers 1, is also working on a live action project.
Yes.
Then you have the G.I. Joe Transformers movie. And again, I don't know if that'll ever happen. I don't really think it will. And then there's 2 other Transformers ideas that are in the works that are still under wraps. We don't know who's working on them or what. But so there's 5 different projects. Now, I said on the newsletter, like, if I'm David Ellison and Paramount just paid off, the CBS News settlement or whatever, right? Yeah. So like, sounds like to make the merger finally happen. If you're Ellison, it's like you can't let anything happen on Transformers until you get in there and take control of things. I wouldn't let anything move forward. You want to be the one who makes that decision. The question is, does Transformers stick around there?
Oh.
So this is something I didn't really consider.
Interesting.
Until after I posted the article.
Yeah.
But if you look at what's happening, Hasbro has been clawing back its IP, right? Like we went from like Hasbro, Mattel, sort of just like farming out their properties to places.
Yes.
And Hasbro being like, okay, go make a Battleship movie. We'll see you at the premiere.
Right.
Make sure you have 10 tickets for our executives. Now you're seeing that people claw back these rights.
Yes.
Want to be in control of their own destiny.
Right.
And Mattel Studios just like totally staffed up. They have like a full staff now at Mattel. And I'm sure Hasbro Films is a similar kind of setup.
Right.
So it's like, will Hasbro basically claw back the Transformers rights? Because I think Paramount has to put a movie into production by 2029, which is a ways off. And, like they're not in any rush to do it.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the likelihood of Hasbro getting the rights back and then saying, like, guess what? This franchise is fucking on the market, baby. Who wants to bid for Transformers? Could it leave Paramount/Skydance?
Wow. I'd be very surprised if Paramount let that leave. I mean, like you said, they're about to go through a merger. They're going to need all the... What was that?
They need franchises.
I was going to say, they need IP, they need franchises. Why would you let that go to Hasbro? So I think maybe that's what might have motivated the Michael Bay situation. And Michael Bay's in, to a degree, desperate straits because, as you said, he's not getting funding for the stuff he wants to do like he did in the past. And Paramount needs to put a thing in motion, as you just said, by 2029. So these two need each other, at least for now. And I take your point, like Bay should leave this behind because there's still a lot of negative baggage with Bay being a part of this thing. And who knows if he's learned his lesson to come back and do a movie that appeals to more of the fans who were criticizing his approach before. But like this could blow up in their face rather than be something positive. So maybe you come back from another one-off and then you move on from here. You've steadied the ship and Ellison can find, because you do need to find someone like a Gunn or a Feige or whoever to take over the Transformers franchise completely and dictate where it's going so that all the ducks are in a row, animated TV shows and live action to lead somewhere. You need to create a Transformers canon. And right now it's like, well, let's do Transformers 1 and let's do Rise of the Beasts. And, we'll bring Bay in. It's
definitely disjointed. I agree with you that the franchise is kind of all over the place and throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks.
Yeah. And I think people want consistency now. That seems to be the thing with people lately.
I don't really think of Transformers as being able to support a universe like an MCU or a DCU, but I think you're right that some sort of, cohesive strategic vision would probably benefit it. But yeah, I don't expect that'll happen until Skydance gets its paws on.
Do you think it would be Bay? Do you think that would be too controversial? Do you think they would hand Bay control? I mean, Bay needs it. Do you think they would hand control?
I don't know if he thinks of himself as that kind of James Gunn or Kevin Feige type person. Right. But it's clear that he wants, maybe they want to wrap up Transformers as it stands now. And then when, Ellison comes in, they can completely reboot it.
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah, maybe
sound different, like completely fresh start. So maybe Bay comes in to put a bow on things. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe wrap up any dangling storylines. That's a great point. Yeah.
So that article sort of like I looked at the news over the last 2 weeks, and there were so many stories that involved people who were involved in the Transformers franchise. So it was kind of just like one like zigging, zagging all over the place piece.
Yeah. Well, let's move to another thing you talked about, which is really interesting. And that is, I'm going back to back on this one, that you are hearing that these stories that have popped up that there's going to be a season 2 of Kenobi and a reboot of Indiana Jones. You were saying in your newsletter that this is not happening. This is utterly false. So what can you do? Because I know you have connections to inside the halls of Lucasfilm or Star Wars. So what do you hear about this stuff? Is it all bullshit?
I mean, I'm not here to cast aspersions on people or whatever. Sometimes, you hear something, it doesn't pan out or whatever, or deals fall through. But yeah, in this case, I checked with my Lucasfilm person and did not hear that any of this was true. And I'm not talking about the PR person whose job is to deny everything.
Right.
By an insider, they're just like, we're not working on season 2 of Obi-Wan. That's not a thing. Don't expect that to be announced. And same thing with Indiana Jones. Like, yes, eventually Indiana Jones, will probably be rebooted down the line, but that's not anything that is active over there right now. No one is thinking about that. Everyone is 100% focused on Star Wars franchise. And I said that as soon as Indy 5 came out. Like, they knew, this is going to bomb, and, we have to leave this character in the past for the foreseeable future.
Do you think they'll wait till Harrison passes on, or do you think they'll wait till he gets kind of too old to even remotely come back?
I mean, when you say pass, none of us know if Harrison Ford winds up living to 100 years old and spending years in bed or something. Like, I don't know that they'll wait. I think once Star Wars has regained its footing theatrically, then they can take a look at Indiana Jones. But right now, there hasn't been a Star Wars movie in 6 or 7 years, and they need to that is where their focus needs to lie.
So Mando and Grogu, and then we've got these other films that are supposedly in the works, the trilogy and all of that stuff. Okay, all right, that makes sense. All right, we had a crazy trailer drop today, Jeff. Your thoughts on this? A Red Sonja trailer dropped here with Madsen Lutz in the titular character. I didn't recognize a lot of the other actors that were in this. This was supposedly going to be Bryan Singer's comeback movie, I think. And it came out and this is a bad trailer, bro. This is like below Lionsgate level. What'd you think of this?
I know that this was on the breakdown, and I do apologize because I did not watch it. I forgot.
I sent it to you this morning.
I know. I knew there was something when we started the show that I didn't do, and it wasn't. I did not spend the 2.5 minutes watching Red Sonja. I kind of already knew what was in store and knew how I would be. So I feel, I mean, this was this is already a pass.
I was holding out hope that it might be decent, and then the trailer started, and I was like, "Oh no, this is one of these. This is one of these straight to DVD type efforts."
The last Hellboy movie. I don't need this.
And nothing against Madsen. I think Madsen's actually a damn good actress. It's just like, you're not Red Sonja, man.
Who is it?
Madsen Lutz.
Matilda Lutz?
Matilda Lutz. Sorry, I was thinking of Marvel with Madsen.
I don't know who Red Sonja is. Matilda Lutz will always have my vote because she starred in Revenge. And that movie that's
why I thought you'd watch this trailer, because she's in Revenge, because you like Coralie Farshad.
Yeah, that's an automatic pass.
Okay,
that is like the lowest of the low in terms of IP.
That's an odd decision. Rona Mitra's in this. Yeah, it's a little weird. It wasn't that strong. It wasn't that strong trailer. So
she from Pitch Black?
Rona Mitra? No, that's Rhoda Mitchell. Rona Mitra is from what was that?
She's from Game of Thrones.
What's that? Doomsday. Remember Doomsday? That kind of sci-fi post-apocalyptic movie from back in the mid 2000s. 2010. All right. Anyway, let's move on to this. What about this? John M. Chu is going to do Hot Wheels. He is going to do a live-action Hot Wheels movie for Mattel and Warner Brothers. And maybe he takes over the Transformers franchise. That could be interesting. But this is an interesting follow-up to his Wicked films, Jeff. This is going to be a live-action one. Jewel Taylor and Tony Rettenmeyer are a writer-director duo whose credits include Creed 2 and They Cloned Tyrone. They are going to be penning the script here with Bad Robot supporting this with Chu's Electric Somewhere producing. So do you like this choice? Does this make sense coming out of Wicked to do a Hot Wheels movie?
No, it doesn't. I mean, I feel like he's too good for it.
Yes. What are you doing?
This is what Michael Bay should be doing.
Oh, great points.
Michael Bay should be directing the Hot Wheels movie.
Right.
That makes a ton of sense. You tell me Michael Bay's Hot Wheels, I'll fucking see that. Yeah. John Chu's Hot Wheels does less for me, and it also just feels like a step backwards for him.
Also, I don't think of John M. Chu and Hot. Do you want to watch his G.I. Joe movie? It's horrific. And so, do I think he's going to do a good Hot Wheels movie? I don't. It's such an odd choice coming out of Wicked.
Yeah,
which is going to make $1 gazillion. Why are you choosing to do this? Is this a trial run to hand him Transformers? I don't know. It seems like an odd decision on so many levels.
I don't know what the story is for Hot Wheels, or if it's like he just couldn't resist the pitch. Maybe they threw a bunch of money at him. I mean, certainly he's a good hire for them because they can be like, look, we just got the fucking director of Wicked. Like, were you expecting that? No. So it's a very defensible hire.
Right.
But yeah, I just feel like someone got their wires twisted and the contract got sent to the wrong office. Michael Bay in this movie.
How do you spell Bay? CHU. Send it on to John M. Chu. All right. Well, what about this story here, Jeff? Guy Ritchie is off of Roadhouse 2. He has exited as the director for the sequel to the movie. Jake was supposed to return, but Guy Ritchie is off of this thing. Are you surprised by this? What's your thoughts on this? What do you hear about Guy Ritchie leaving this project?
I mean, if you're Guy Ritchie, I don't know. I'd try to keep my focus on the 2 hit TV series that I have.
What, Mobland and The Gentleman, yes?
Yeah, exactly. Like, these are shows that people are really interested in. I don't know. Like, why not focus your energy there? I mean, I don't know why this didn't work out. I don't know if it's, they said, after all, we're not going to release this in theaters. And he was like, well, fuck that. This is theatrical for me or bust. Yeah. I don't know if it was, they were trying to make cuts to the script or scale back the budget. And he said, no. I don't know if it was a scheduling thing. There was no reason given, right?
Right. No reason has been given so far that I saw in preparing the show today. So
go to Xeno Hour in the chat.
Okay. Hold on. Xeno Hour. I don't see it. Which one are you talking?
Michael Bay for Roadhouse 2. That's a good idea.
Oh, yeah. That's a great idea.
There's all these projects that Michael Bay is perfect for. Why are we going back to Transformers, my man?
Hold on a second. I think I spoke too soon. I wouldn't want to see Michael Bay do Roadhouse 2. He's not a gun for hire. He's not Gareth Edwards. He's Michael fucking Bay, man.
Put a little respect on his name. I like that, Chan.
You don't come in to pick up Doug Liman's leftovers. You're Michael fucking Bay, man. You will launch it. You do the first one, not the sequel.
Here's a question for you.
Yes.
And a guy who could conceivably step in for Guy Ritchie.
Okay.
Did you see Heads of State?
I saw an hour of that movie.
Was it bad?
I like Cena and Idris, but someone needs to tell Chopra to stop acting. Like, she is so bad in that movie. I thought she was bad in Baywatch, and then I watched her in this, and I'm like, who the fuck is telling her she can do this? Like, this is insane.
She's just a beautiful woman.
There's nothing wrong with that. Respect, get your bag, but don't expect me to tell you that you're good at what you're doing.
That movie, it seems like a lot of people watched it and it performed well over the holiday. Ilya Naishuller is an action director who I think, is the type of cheap hire who would probably come in, no questions asked, and direct Roadhouse 2. So we'll see.
I would go. Why don't you go get Gareth Edwards, for fuck's sake? He's apparently a gun for hire now. I would look at him possibly after what happened with Jurassic World Rebirth.
I don't see that. Did you hate it?
No, I liked the scenes with them. Like, they have good chemistry. Cena is just, man, I tell you,
not Heads of State. I'm asking about Jurassic World.
Oh God, it's terrible. It was utterly terrible.
Really?
It was so bad. I mean, the writing, the performances.
The writing's not great. I agree.
This is David Prep. Come on.
Jonathan Bailey's good. The rest of the performances aren't great either. You didn't like Jonathan Bailey?
Not at all. There's not. I'm not a Jonathan Bailey person, and it's been well noted on the Geek Buddies for those who watch Geek Buddies. Like, I didn't like him in Wicked, and I didn't like him here, but I did like him in Broadchurch when he was a younger actor. I liked him in Broadchurch as one of the journalists.
I like what Edwards did with the action scenes in that movie.
Yeah, but dude, come on. That's like saying. That's like saying, like, you can't you're a critic, God damn it, and you know that if the storylines suck, the writing sucks. According to you, only one of the actors is good. You stroking it for its action sequences is disingenuous. It
was better than I expected. I was expecting another Jurassic World sequel, like the last 2 sequels, and I did think it was better than those. I thought it was as good as Jurassic World.
That's fair. I think but I give Jurassic World more credit because it actually, those films actually try to do crazy shit. And I'm like, okay, fine. You're trying to expand the universe. This was Gareth Edwards tracing what Steven Spielberg had already done and playing it as safe as possible.
I put a 4th overall, 4th out of 7. And maybe I'm being too generous with it. I gave it a B-, and I said I was in a generous mood.
Yeah. I would put it near Dominion. It's like Dominion, then that one, and then the rest, I would say. What about Sonja? Oh, that's a good suggestion. Jeremy Sonja for Roadhouse 2. That could be after Rebel Ridge. No,
he's already making his own movie.
Oh, that's a fair point. All right.
Yeah.
Look, I looked up Ilya. Ilya has nothing right now in the pipeline. I don't know if he's working on stuff separately that's not been announced, but he's got nothing in the pipeline, so he might not be a bad choice. But do you think Guy Ritchie's the shitty response to Fountain of Youth, do you think that could have affected the situation? That Prime is like, maybe this is not the right. And do you think Guy was like, you know what? I don't want to do it anymore. After what?
Yeah.
You know, Fountain of Youth?
Yeah, again, I don't know. There wasn't even like a hint of what happened or why he departed. But the movie's supposed to start shooting in September. So maybe it just wasn't a fit with Jake. They just didn't remember. He did a movie with Jake that's sitting on a shelf.
Yeah, the Boy and His Dog or whatever it's called.
In the Gray with Cavill.
That's it.
With his Man from U.N.C.L.E. star. So you've got a movie with Cavill and Jake Gyllenhaal that is apparently unreleasable.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Right. So maybe that had something to do with it. But I don't know. Obviously, Amazon and Jake would have known all of this stuff ahead of time. So
yeah, that's a good point. Well, let's talk about a little bit of some some sad stuff here, Jeff. I mean, I don't know if you want to talk about this, but we lost two pretty good actors this week or this past few days. What are your thoughts on the passing of Julian McMahon, coming off of, recently off The Surfer, of course, Nip Tuck, and Michael Madsen, the Quentin Tarantino standby, who was in so many interesting different types of films as an actor, and of course the older brother of Virginia Madsen, Oscar-nominated actress. So, I mean, these guys are just, I love these guys. And so I was a little heartbroken that both of them died within days of each other. Your thoughts?
I mean, I was never like a huge Julian McMahon guy, but he did really impress me in The Surfer. And I was like, this is the start of a comeback. He looked great.
Yes.
Now, it may have been because he was sick and had lost a lot of weight. Yeah, I thought he was really interesting in The Surfer. So it's kind of a bummer that, he had some momentum finally.
True.
And then Madsen obviously is iconic on a certain level, just like a rare breed of tough guy.
Yeah.
Who never really felt like he was acting. He just was that kind of guy. And yet someone who also seemed like a sensitive soul. His turn as Mr. Blonde will go down in history.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some other really good performances, but yeah, Reservoir Dogs puts him in the history books of all time.
I think Kill Bill Volume 2, he was incredible in that as well. I loved him in that movie. And, people, I mean, like, it's such a, when you go through, he was in 300 films and TV shows. That's great. It's an incredible career. And yes, some of them over the last few years, low quality, straight to DVD, but man's got to pay rent. But there's a lot of notable. I loved him in Donnie Brasco. Like, he was great in Donnie Brasco and Free Willy. He pops up in the weirdest places, but always delivers. And as for Julian, yeah, I liked Nip Tuck the first couple of seasons, then I kind of fell off. And I didn't like him in the Fantastic Four movies. But you're right, the Surfer stuff. I saw some scenes with him in the Surfer, and I'm like, I got to watch this movie. And then he passed on. So it's a sad loss. Both of them.
Both of them. Anytime anyone's going in their 50s or 60s, I think it's super sad.
Yeah, it's not as old as people think.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. All right, one last thing here, Jeff. What else? Oh, yeah. What are your thoughts on the Jaume Collet Serra deal here with Netflix? Is this a good thing for him? Is this him finding some security as a director here, coming in to sign a deal with them to do multiple movies? Is this the beginning of a lot of directors maybe moving into partnerships with these streaming places? What do you think of this?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that question?
Yeah, Jaume Collet Serra, him signing that deal with Netflix. What does that say to you about where he thinks he's at right now in his career? Do you think it's a wise move?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, anytime anybody's offering you guaranteed money, I think you should take it. And as long as it's going to allow you to keep making movies. And I don't know that he's a theatrical purist.
Yeah.
It's like I can make a movie like Woman in the Yard and it's no one's really going to go see it in theaters, or I can make movies that, have a little bit of a bigger budget for Netflix, like Carry On, and 185 million people are going to see it. So, maybe that makes it a little bit easier for him.
Do you think there's a safety though in that? Like, okay, I'm going to do stuff for Netflix. I'm safe here doing stuff for a streaming service. Like, as long as I hit the numbers, which Carry On, I think was the second highest watched original movie Netflix has ever had, written by my brother TJ Fixman. Do you think that that's a thing where Jaume, Collet, Serra now here's a little security? I only have to worry about the view numbers, not the box office, and I can just hang out here for a little bit and hone my craft and do some more stuff that I want to do and not have the pressure of having to open these films at a box office.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why Fincher makes a lot of movies for Netflix. He's sick of the bullshit and the rat race, and just wants to make movies he wants to make, and be left alone and get written a blank check, and he doesn't care if they play in theaters or not.
Fair point. Well, his upcoming film, which he's going to do there, I think on Netflix, is called An Innocent Girl, about a young and ambitious woman seduced by a high-powered DC couple who draw her into a dangerous world of sex, power, and murder. Yeah. All right.
What was I going to say? But so with Gareth Edwards, I mean, don't you anticipate his next move sort of is being brought back to direct the next Jurassic World movie?
No, and I'll tell you why. I don't think this film is going to make what people think it's going to make at the box office. It had a good opening weekend, but if you compare the 5-day totals of that movie versus the Jurassic World movies, it didn't do as strongly as those Jurassic World Dominion movies, or Jurassic World movies rather. So I look at that film more like Bumblebee or Hobbs and Shaw. It's more of a spin-off and could be considered a one-off. If it doesn't break 500 or only breaks 500, Jeff, considering how much it costs to make, do you think they would give him the chance again?
Wait, what?
Do you think, considering that if the film, I don't think the film is going to break 500 million. And
Jurassic World Rebirth?
Yeah, because the 5-day total on that movie is lower than the 5-day total of the previous Jurassic World movies. Lower. Okay. And that had a July 4th weekend opening, and still couldn't match what the Jurassic World movies did, 5 days. So I think this is more like Hobbs and Shaw and Bumblebee, where it's paling in comparison to the main movie. And so if it doesn't get to 500 or 525 or something, I don't know that I'd bring him back, considering the budget for that film was almost, with marketing, almost $300 million.
I mean, it's at 350 now. I think it'll get to 500. It is weird that the movie will be on VOD in
really?
3 weeks, but I do think it will cross 500.
I just don't see. Superman's going to come out and be huge. Fantastic Four is going to come out and be huge, and I think this thing is going to get buried a little bit.
Those movies will certainly affect its legs, but I feel like, again, with Superman, since I don't expect it to be a juggernaut internationally, Jurassic will still have some dino legs overseas.
All right. But yeah, you're probably right. Just to be safe, they'll bring Gareth back. But I think Gareth, if he comes back, isn't going to be like, well, I'm not. Don't hire the screenwriter for me. I want to work with the screenwriter to do what I want to do with the project, because I was kind of beholden to David Kep. So, all right. Are you getting what's happening? Are you getting calls or something? Are you getting texts? What's going on here, man? I know you're distracted. I can tell you're distracted, even though we're fucking live. You know what
I'm getting texts.
Yeah. Are they scoops?
No.
Are they, let's meet at the Wood Ranch and have some fucking ribs before we go to the movie? Is that what this is?
No, there's some concern because I ordered the tickets for Superman tonight on the East Coast, and so I wanted to make sure that Superman doesn't start. It says 9:15 on my ticket, that it's not actually 6:15, and it's saying 9:15 because it thinks I'm still in Boston or whatever. So there was just a little bit of confusion that I had to sort out.
And did you sort it out?
Good. We're good. So before we do we want to do our draft and then take questions?
It's time to move into that. Yeah.
All right, guys. So we needed a little spice for today's show because it was kind of a slow news week as the town gets back to work after the holiday. Yeah. So we're going to do the top 10, or in this case 20. We're going to draft
Yeah.
The best comic book movie villains.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. John, do you want first pick? I'll give you the option. I forget if I gave you the option on the last one. The
You
picks
did, you did. So you should decide because you gave me the option last time.
Okay, so I get to decide.
Yes.
Wow. The 1-4, the 2-3. This is tough. Ooh. This is tough. It's all like because I'm not sure what you're gonna pick for number one. Do you think number one's obvious?
I'm not gonna get no, hell no. Don't try to trick me. You decide what you want. You live and breathe on your own decisions.
All right.
I'm not gonna help you across the water. You go walk on your own legs.
All right. I'm gonna take the first pick.
Okay, go ahead.
With the first pick in the villain draft, I'm gonna go with Oscar winner.
Oh,
Heath Ledger.
Oh, good choice.
The Joker in The Dark Knight.
Damn it. Good choice. Good choice. Yeah, we're making it wide open. So it could be it's not Marvel or DC. It's any comic book movie villain.
I'm going to surprise you with one that you may not. Oh, actually, no, I can't. No, never mind.
You're going to say Jude Law from Road to Perdition? Is that what you're going to say? Because that is a comic book. All right. So that's your number one. Heath Ledger, great performance. Still stands the test of time. So then I get two picks right now, right?
You get two picks.
All right. I'm going to stab you from the left and the right. All right. My first two picks are Thanos, of course, because Thanos was right. And Thanos was equal and killed everybody, half the world or galaxy, regardless of age, financial status, sex, or gender, or sexual identity. And then Killmonger. Those are my top two.
Who?
So, Killmonger, Michael B. Jordan.
Killmonger?
Yes. Thanos and Killmonger are my top two. Heath Ledger would have been in my top two, but now with those are my first two choices.
All right.
That's a quintessential performance from Michael B. Jordan.
I mean, that's a little early, I got to tell you.
Okay. All right.
A little early for Michael B. Jordan. I'm going to go old school Ian McKellen as Magneto in the X-Men movies.
Damn. I had that one like stashed for a little later in the draft. Wow, you moved him up. You took him early.
The top five got easy, I think.
That's a Sacramento Kings pick if I ever saw one. All right. You could have got him at 16, but you wanted to take him at 5. All right. All right, then I will take Michelle Pfeiffer and Catwoman as Catwoman in Batman Returns because I think that's an iconic performance. And I know everybody loves Danny DeVito as the Penguin, but nah, it's Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman that makes that movie. She's a great villain in the film.
I like that pick. I mean, she's amazing in that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways I could go here.
Okay.
A lot of different ways, but I gotta go with the fucking Dr. Motherfucking Octopus.
Wow.
From Spider-Man 2. Give me Alfred Molina.
You took my dad. Damn it. That's a great choice. Damn it. Oof. You think that film still holds up?
Yeah, Spidey 2? Absolutely.
Okay. Well, look, I know this person's not a villain anymore, but they certainly started out as a villain. And the fact that they have come back in multiple iterations, both in film and television, how can you not choose Loki? So Tom Hiddleston's Loki is my choice at this stage of my draft. So Loki, what an incredible performance. And look, he can't seem to sell any other movie, but certainly Loki works.
What movie would you say?
Which movie? The first Thor. Oh no, Avengers. I guess I would say Avengers because he's a full-on villain in Avengers, and he turns Hawkeye and he tries to turn Tony and the Hulk. So yeah, I would say that movie.
Okay, this is where things get interesting.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go with Daniel DeVito.
Oh, come on.
As the Penguin in Batman Returns.
Insane. You lied to me. All right, so I'm going to take this choice, and I know some people might be upset about this, but I like him in this movie. I rewatched it recently, did a watch along on the Cinephiles for it, and I'm going to take Ultron because I think James Spader does an excellent job voicing over Ultron. The film maybe doesn't work as strongly, but he is an excellent villain in that movie. And the philosophical battles that he has with Tony Stark about what Stark is trying to do almost shatters the Avengers. And so I think this is a great movie villain that never seems to get his due when people talk about these lists. So yeah, I take him next.
All right. Give me the Goblin, the Green Goblin, Willem Dafoe.
Take Willem Dafoe here. All right.
He's number 10.
All right.
We each got 5 more picks.
All right. I'm going to one of my favorites, and I don't understand where this offense came from, where people are reevaluating in the negative. Gene Hackman's Lex Luthor. That's the Lex Luthor I grew up with, and that is one of my favorite Lex Luthors ever. And I think he's a great villain. And one of the reasons those Superman movies work isn't just Christopher Reeve, it's Gene Hackman. And so his Luthor is incredible. So that's my choice, my next choice.
Okay. This is where I got to start making some tough decisions. All right. I'm going to go with the other Oscar winner.
Okay.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Ooh, Joaquin is a good choice. 2 Jokers on your list. Wow. I feel like Jack is just hanging out there, just waiting for you to choose.
I was going to say, there may be 3, so you better get on that soon.
All right, so then my next choice is from Watchmen. Matthew Good's character, Adrian Veidt.
I needed to steal that.
Ozymandias. I mean, he is absolutely a villain, even though what he does is for the betterment of humanity in his mind. It's very Thanos-like what he does. And I think that scene is one of the best scenes in that movie when they find out that it's Ozymandias who's been doing everything that he's been doing. So, yeah, absolutely. That's my choice.
That's a good pick, John.
Thank you.
It was right around his time. It's also right around Nicholson's time, but I have to go with my heart here.
Okay.
I have to go with the man they call Mr. Glass.
Oh,
Unbreakable. Samuel L. Jackson. Welcome to the squad, baby.
That is a great choice. Damn it. I wanted to hide him away a little bit later and then put him in here, but no, that's an excellent choice for you to choose. All right, I'm going to go out of left field with this as well. I'm going to take Baron Zemo. I'm going to take Daniel Bruhl here because I thought he was excellent in Civil War. I think Civil War, right? Oh, no, Age of Ultron. He was a damn good villain. No, it is Civil War, isn't it? Yeah, Civil War. And he's excellent. Again, he almost destroys the Avengers. He puts Tony up against Steve and has a 2-on-1 there with Bucky as well against Tony. It's fantastic. But all of that happens because of what Baron Zemo does. It's psychological warfare. And he's a great villain in how he's dealing with these Avengers and almost destroys them. So, yeah, that's my choice there.
Okay. Oof, this is tough. You're leaving. You're just hanging him out there, and you're daring me to pick him.
Who's that?
But I'm not going to take the bait yet. I'm going to force your hand. I'm going to go.
Yes.
Oh man, this is tough. But this is the only guy who ranks. All right, I'm going to go with Syndrome from The Incredibles.
Oh, I had him as my last pick. I was going to sneak him in there as my last pick. All right.
One on me, John.
Good choice. Syndrome from The Incredibles. I like it. That's a good choice. All right. How many do we have left? We
each have 2 picks left.
All right. I love this guy. So, and I love him in the movie, regardless of people making fun of him. I think Tom Hardy's Bane is fantastic in The Dark Knight Rises. That opening scene on the plane, every speech he delivers, when he breaks Batman's back, all of it is incredible. And then the flashback to when he escapes from the hole there for the League of Assassins. So I think whatever you want to make fun of his voice, Tom Hardy delivers a hell of a performance in Dark Knight Rises.
All right, I'm going to give you one more opportunity.
I'm not going to. If you think I'm going to take Jack, I'm not taking Jack. He's not my top 10.
It's a big mistake. I'm going to go with motherfucking Deacon Frost from Blade. Give me Steven Dorff and that crazy energy.
Sorry about that. Go ahead.
There's a lot of pressure on me on that.
What is your
did you not get that?
No, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. What did you say?
Oh, I said Deacon Frost from Blade.
Oh, Steven Dorff.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna
one more pick.
I have one more pick. And you have one more pick as well?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I have to take something from you. And I'm sorry to do this, but I'm gonna do it just to hurt you. And I'm gonna take Top Dollar from The Crown. That's right, Bench. Michael Wincott, baby. What are you doing? He is so good in that movie, and he's full on evil. He is full on evil, man. And so I love that movie. I know you're the guy that loves the movie, but I love that movie too. And so I love him in the film, and I just want to hurt you a little bit with my last pick.
And you did. I thought about going Top Dollar, but I was going to save him for last, and you made me pay. Okay, now there's a whole bunch of people I can go.
There are. Yeah.
Al Ghul. There's Zod. 2 versions of Zod.
Yeah, Zod, right, exactly.
There's Fassbender's Magneto. There's Scarecrow. There's Harley Quinn. There's the Riddler. 2 versions of the Riddler.
Right.
There's another version of the Penguin.
Yes, true. Oh, I suppose the Colin Farrell counts, although he's more of a villain in the series than he is in the movie.
But for me, it's between another Joker. It's between Nicholson. See, I just don't know if I count this guy as a villain.
Okay.
He didn't really do anything villainous in the movie, but like, what do we think of Aaron Eckhart and Two-Face?
Ooh, I'm not the biggest fan of his performance, but well, he becomes a villain in the film for sure. I mean, he's going to kill Jim Gordon's kid. That's pretty villainous.
All right. I'm gonna go Two-Face.
Wow. Aaron Eckhart in The Dark Knight Returns. Wow. Okay, good choices, man. Good choices. There you go. Do you want to read off our lists, Jeff?
All right. Yeah, I can't believe Jack Nicholson's Joker was not drafted, nor was Colin Farrell's Penguin, Paul Dano's Riddler. There was some surprises here. Okay, my squad.
Yeah, go ahead.
I've got Ledger's Joker.
Yes.
I've got Joaquin's Joker.
Yes.
I've got Magneto and Doc Ock. I've got Danny DeVito's Penguin. I've got the Green Goblin, Mr. Glass Syndrome from The Incredibles, Deacon Frost from Blade, and Two-Face from The Dark Knight. John, you have Thanos and Killmonger from the MCU, and Loki, and Ultron. You're very MCU heavy. You've got Catwoman as well.
Yes.
You've got Gene Hackman's Lex Luthor. Ozymandias from Watchmen, which is a great pick. Baron Zemo, Bane, and Top Dollar from the
Top Dollar. Nice.
Pretty good.
Right. There you go. That's our lists. Let us know what you think, what you thought about it in the comments section below, because we had a lot of fun doing this. What did we miss? What did we skip? What are your top 10 lists? Let us know. All right, Jeff, let's move on to the question, shall we? Because then we got to wrap up the show here. Shall we get going? You ready? Let's do it. Brian Brawler says, in the theater right now, about to watch Superman. I'll let you know how it is in Sunday. It is in Sunday, old dude. All right, on Sunday. All right. Thank you, Brian. Dennis Hoffman says, off to see Soups. Excited. Running Man looks like a blast and way too current. Right. Edgar Wright needs it. Who's another director who needs a shot? Tim Miller? Tim Miller needs a shot?
Sorry, I can't. The thing. Right. Who's another director who needs a shot? No, Richard Kelly.
Oh, right. Richard Kelly. Yeah, that's a big one for
My
you.
boy.
Marcus Cisneros says, guys, when AI deepfake Heath Ledger Joker came out of the portal and said, on your left, I jumped out of my seat. Good call there, man. Adam Barnard, have either of you seen Deep Cover on Amazon? If so, what did you think? I had a blast with that movie.
Nope.
Wait, isn't Deep Cover the Lawrence Fishburne one, or is that a newer film? Is there a newer film? The Bryce Dallas Howard one. Yeah, dude, you couldn't pick. Yeah, no, I have no interest in that. Sorry, bud. Darren Wright, what's up, Darren? It says, just a UK cinema insight for you. I booked tickets for opening night for Superman in small town UK, 50 seats booked in a 200 screen room at 7:30 p.m. Oh, all right, interesting. So
well, now you know Superman is a flop and the universe is dead.
At least overseas. Wiley says, why do you think people are so obsessed with box office success? Is it because it's one of the only concrete ways they can argue that a movie is good or bad? Best show on YouTube. Thank you, Wiley.
I don't know why people are so obsessed because we have this compulsion to define winners and losers in America.
In America, try the world. Human beings have this. Yeah, I mean, come on. I think it's also a way of indicating where this movie, if this movie has taken the temperature of the culture at the time, and so you give it that kind of props, and then if it's connected, it's another way of signifying they need to continue down this path. That's why people are obsessed with it. Alan Smith, he says, can we at least agree that Jane Shalit had better hair on his head and face than most film critics working today? Yes, I will agree with that 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right on. Let's see. Darren Wright, the Reds winning at baseball and you two arguing it's a perfect night.
Dude, I saw a Reds game. I saw them play the Red Sox when I was back in Boston. They got stomped.
Red Sox, man. Interesting stuff. Christopher Spreezy, congrats on your Hulk and Punisher scoop, John. Thank you, Christopher. Have you guys heard anything about the Zelda casting? Some scoopers have said casting has begun. Yeah, Jeff, have you heard anything?
No.
Zelda? Okay. All right. Trash Panda says, 18 years ago, I covered junkets for a fan blog. I stopped getting invites from Fox when my review of The Comebacks called it one of the worst movies ever made. Losing access for honesty is very real. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah, I'm too real.
That's why
A24 invites. Where's my Eddington invite, A24?
I'm okay. Listen, again, it's okay that you worked yourself into a position and you earned the ability to be chosen first by a studio to see a movie first. But don't come in here and try to think that you can play both sides. You cannot have it both ways. You cannot be considered an objective film critic if you know secretly you are massaging reviews a little bit so you can maintain access. That's not how it fucking works.
The problem is that these people think that these people are their friends.
Right, of course. That the publicists in the studio are their friends. Yeah.
They're not your friends.
Mumra says, did you see the new Red Sonja trailer? Looks like cheesy fun. It does not. Long road from when it was originally Rodriguez and McGowan. Also give me a new Xena movie.
We have very different tastes, Mumra.
No offense, Mumra.
That's the movie. Like, we need a Xena movie of all things. Do we?
Alan Smithy, Jeff said in his newsletter that Lucasfilm isn't starting on Kenobi season 2 because they have bigger fish to fry. He means Admiral Akbar is getting a series on Disney Plus. Killer scoop. It's a trap.
Is one of them is he like a fish or something?
He's a calamari. Yeah, he's a calamari. So yeah.
That's the only thing from the sea I've ever eaten. I had one piece of calamari for a French girl a long time ago. That's it.
Wow. All right. Good to know. Shelf Presence. Good to see you, man. He says Hasbro had mentioned an Energon Universe animated series which combines G.I. Joe and Transformers could play into the future of the IP. Yeah, possibly, but Jeff, I don't want them crossing streams with those two.
I mean, it may make the most sense.
I guess.
I just don't. I see that iteration like with Chris Hemsworth that was announced, like moving forward.
Oh yeah. Samuel says, "Who would you cast in John M. Chu's Hot Wheels film?" I don't know. What's the plot? You have to find out what the plot is first before you can cast.
She's already doing Outrun with Michael Bay, Sydney Sweeney. Who would you cast in Hot Wheels? Ryan Gosling.
Glenn Powell. Glenn Powell was the choice. Glenn Powell. Nick Vaughn wanted to love Superman, but just thought it was okay. For me, Gunn's humor got in the way, and this has the least. What's that?
I joke Nick should die for thinking that the movie was just okay.
Has the least emotional weight of all the comic book movies he's done, just a bit silly. Okay. I disagree. I enjoyed it. So Draws Walker 9 says Mark Snow, who wrote the X-Files score and over 200 movies, passed away on the 4th of July. That's right. Yeah. Jeff, any thoughts on Mark Snow and his passing?
Yeah, R.I.P. I wrote about him last night.
Oh, there you go. Beatrice Wells, John, how do you maintain your weight loss journey and go to the movies? Oh, because I don't eat at the movies now. I don't eat popcorn. I don't eat the soft pretzels, but I will occasionally do 2 hot dogs with no bun. I'm allowed to do that, so that's kind of how I get away with it. But yeah, that's my approach, and I drink water instead of soda. That's how I do it. So.
I'm a fat fuck eating like spending $30 on concessions, gaining 3,000 calories.
Meanwhile, but you're still lower weight than me. Matt says, do you think the MAGA backlash towards Superman will motivate people to see it to prove them wrong? No, I don't think so. What do you think, Jeff? I don't think this is going to be, people are going to go multiple times to show MAGA.
I'll show you MAGA. I'm going to spend all my money on this movie.
Give it to a corporation.
I don't think any of that matters. It's another big controversy, about as real as the American flag controversy in First Man.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I agree. It's a nonsense controversy. And if you look at it, because you have to, again, nothing's in a vacuum. If you go see this movie multiple times to get back at MAGA, you are putting money in Warner Brothers' pocket. And who's in charge of Warner Brothers? David Zaslav. And David Zaslav is a noted MAGA supporter. So, you're not really winning. I am 2 for Black Cam says, hey, Jeff, so Kenobi season 2 is definitely
$1 million salary anyways, right? Until the board says no.
That's true. So Kenobi season 2 is definitely dead. Is that what you're saying, Jeff? That's what
what
this
the fuck is this? Ewan McGregor? Yes.
Tell me the truth. Trash Pan.
Not dead. Don't tell me that.
Rocha, big EDM release tonight. Debut album by house music guy Chris Lake. The first 4 singles are Fire, Peace, Love, and Unity, and Respect. I am going to look that up right now. While Jeff answers this question. Go ahead, Jeff. Will Wicked for Good be one of the successes of 2025? Jordan Ross Weinhold. Jeff.
Dude, Wicked for Good may win Best Picture. Who knows what's going to happen with that?
What?
I think it's going to be huge. I know that the songs aren't as catchy as the first half of the musical, but I think there were a lot of people who maybe caught that musical on Peacock and didn't see it in theaters, and they really liked what they saw.
For sure.
They're going to turn out for this movie. I mean, I was definitely one of the skeptics. And then totally bought into it. So I'm looking forward to Wicked for Good in a way that I wasn't for the original. And I can't imagine I'm alone on that front.
Yeah. Reggie Brown says, my top 5 villains are Thanos, Killmonger, Superman 2, Zod, Heath Ledger's Joker, and tie with No Way Home, Green Goblin, and First Class Magneto. Okay. Respect. I know Willem Dafoe's Goblin has never been my cup of tea, even in Spider-Man No Way Home. So yeah, but you took my Doc Ock. That was the only Spider-Man villain I was going to take.
Fassbender's Magneto over Ian McKellen's Magneto is crazy.
Yeah. Wayne Edwards says, happy Superman weekend. What's up, Wayne? Good to see you. We are seeing Superman at the Chinese Theater tomorrow night, so I will miss the Geek Buddies review. However, I can't wait to hear the Hot Mike's thoughts. Great reaction and review, John. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that, dude. Yeah, for those who don't know, my out-of-theater reaction and my review for Superman non-spoiler are up on the channel now. And they've done some nice numbers, which I'm really humbled by. So thank you, guys. Angel Gabriel. Have you guys heard of Cosm next to SoFi Stadium? Oh, Cosmopolitan. Yeah, they have been showing The Matrix in shared reality. It's a great way that studios can show movies. Yeah. My friend, I think Emma Sasick out of Arizona, she went to see it and did some IG stories. Have you seen this? Have you gone to see The Matrix there at the Cosmopolitan downtown, man? It's amazing.
I haven't gone to see The Matrix, but I have been to Cosm, and it was super cool.
Yeah. I got to see that. If I wasn't afraid of getting deported by driving up to LA, I'd absolutely go.
Krolt took me to Cosm. We watched a football game there, and it was like we were on the field.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing. Wayne Edwards says, I'm rewatching season 1 of Andor with my girlfriend. In the episode after the payroll robbery, when the Empire cracks down on any infractions and people are rounded up and sent to isolated camps, it reminds me of real life. Both those seasons of Andor should be reminding you what's going on right now in real life. It's scary and unsettling. Jeff, anything you want to say on that?
Wayne, props on having a girlfriend. Make sure she doesn't find out how much you spend on our show each week.
Stop it. And props on your girlfriend being open to watching Andor. That's awesome. You picked a good one there.
Good woman there. Hang on, Wayne.
Trash Panda says, Rocha, did you ever compete in Inner Geekdom? Oh, hell no. That's way too much. That's too much shit in there. Jeff, you never did Inner Geekdom, right? I don't think you ever did.
No, I played sports in high school.
Oh my God. You know what? Evil. All right, let me see if we got any Streamlabs that have come through here as we're wrapping up. Mild-mannered comic nerd says Green Lantern's Guy Gardner made me think of Mike Kalinowski. I don't know why he just did. You two are the best. Yeah, if you haven't caught up on us, Kalinowski and I are battling on social media over Superman's box office. It's very funny, but yeah, he could totally play Guy.
That's bad. I haven't paid attention.
Oh, it's just what we debated at the beginning of the show about, like, he thinks that people need to be comparing Superman to Iron Man, and it does not have to make $700-800 million, and that it's ridiculous to put any kind of expectations on the movie to make more than 5 or 6 or something like that. And I'm paraphrasing is what I think Michael was saying. So, but yeah, and so it's a back and forth thing. He thinks it should be treated as the beginning of a new universe, and I'm like, this is fucking Superman. This ain't Iron Man. There's a different set of expectations.
Here's what I'll say about Mike Kalinowski. He absolutely crushed it at Riley's birthday party, where we were supposed to come in character as like our favorite 70s movie character.
Oh yeah.
Him and Shannon showed up. He was Augustus Gloop, and she was Violet from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and amazing.
That's amazing. I wasn't invited to that, Jeff, so thanks for bringing that up again. All right, Samuel says
you would have driven up anyways.
I might have.
It wasn't the movie premiere.
Fair point. Samuel says, what is your least favorite Legacy sequel? Mine is Space Jam: A New Legacy. Also, can we all agree that movie sucks? Because I know someone who does. All right.
Yes, we can agree. You said did they say that was their favorite though, or
maybe? I think. Yeah, he said his least favorite Legacy sequel, but he says
that one's atrocious.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe that's the answer.
Yeah.
Although I think Matrix Revolutions is that the set Reloaded?
I hated it.
Only the 18-wheeler scene is good. Kano Sagana 13 says, hey, John and Jeff, I always enjoy watching your show. Do you guys know when Vince Gilligan's new series with Rhea Seehorn is coming out? I know it's a sci-fi comedy of sorts, but there's been no info for when it's coming out or too much about what it's about. I haven't heard anything. Jeff, have you?
I have not.
Oh, okay. I love Rhea, though, so shout out to her. Asmatine 1998 says, are they ever going to greenlight another Planet of the Apes? Who would you like to see direct? Andy Serkis, possibly? Yes.
This is for which one?
Planet of the Apes. Do you think they'll put out another series of films for Planet of the Apes? Because we just got the West Ball one. I think West Ball stays, right? And does the next one, don't you think?
Yeah. I don't know.
John for Barca says, hey, Matt Damon.
You need to go to Darren Wright's comment, John. Go to Darren Wright's comment.
You know, I'm trying to get through these. All right, fine. Darren Wright's comment.
I need to flatter myself here, okay? Darren says, I still want to know how Jeff is like 8 years younger than me. So Darren's about 49, but looks 10 years older than me. Interesting. It's call it magic.
He's saying that you're 8 years younger, but you look
old. He thinks I look. You think I look 59 years old? Yeah,
that's insane.
Look at this rosy glow. Look at this. You think this is 59? Look at this.
Come on, that's insane. All right, let me keep going here. John from Barca says, hey, Matt Damon went on Hot Ones a while back and said movies are done differently now because people now don't buy films on DVDs and such. So studios don't recoup as much money via home release. So it mainly falls on box office to turn a profit. Do you agree? Jeff, valid point. The guy is making movies. He would fucking know. Do you think that's a fair point?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Ed Rocco 47. John, I agree that Gunn needed to stay away from story beats that alienates 30 to 40% of the audience. However, in last week's Hot Mic, you seem to disagree with Elio moving away from the LGBTQ plus story beats. Same impact. How do you reconcile the two arguments? Very easily. One is an animated film that is showing something that hasn't been seen before in the world of animation. And there's so many other Pixar films to balance out you trying to move into showing an LGBTQ plus storyline, right? There's been a lot of straight characters in Pixar movies, a lot of people with that predilection. It's not a problem. It's not a Rosie get what's her face? Riley gets Riley has a little bit of that element in Inside Out too, which I thought was a great way to do it. So why couldn't we have that in Elio? It doesn't make any sense. So to me, that's the difference. Whereas Superman is a different thing. And I don't think the immigrant thing is the same as the LGBTQ plus thing. Those are two different angles. You know what I'm saying? Those are two different things. And the immigration is not the point. It's a side thing. So anyway, that's how I reconcile those two arguments.
We have some breaking news.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Yes. What do we got?
James Gunn.
Oh boy. Are you joking now? All right, go ahead.
Is considering TV spin-offs of the characters Mr. Terrific and Jimmy Olsen.
Wait, can you say this again? Because I was drinking water and I want to clip this out. Go ahead. What's your breaking news?
The breaking news is that James Gunn, according to the Wall Street Journal.
Oh, interesting.
And you know that they confirmed every word of this with Warner Brothers, which is why they're also spouting the $225 million figure.
Uh-huh.
Is considering TV spin-offs based on Mr. Terrific and Jimmy Olsen.
Oh, I love that. At least on the Mr. Terrific side, because in my opinion, he stole the movie in every scene he was in. Edie Gathegi was fantastic as Mr. Terrific. And I even said in my review how I wanted to see more of him in the future. So I love the idea that he might be the TV stuff. I thought Skylar Gazana was good as Jimmy Olsen, so it makes sense. But what do you think about this?
I haven't seen. I keep reading that Mr. Terrific steals the movie or whatever. Yeah. It's for me, it's kind of a believe it when I see it sort of thing, because I thought that was sort of the most unconventional casting choice of all.
Right.
Edie Gathegi. I'm a huge Skylar Gisondo fan, and I'm very much looking forward to his Jimmy Olsen. And I could see how he could be the star of his own HBO Max series.
They give him some funny stuff to do in the film. So you'll see when you see it. But I love that idea. It also speaks to the fact that James Gunn, they sense that this is going to be a good film box office wise for them to keep going in the way that they're going with this. So we'll see. Quintillis says, John and Jeff, do you have any casting for Spider-Man Brand New Day? And is there any MCU X-Men casting update? Yeah, Jeff, we had a few of those for a little bit, but now it's kind of died down. Are you hearing anything in the wind?
I am, in fact.
Oh, go ahead.
I have another name that's in the mix.
Okay.
For Jean Grey.
Oh, okay.
Right. So who have we mentioned? We've mentioned Margaret Qualley.
Yes.
Maybe you get a little Daisy Edgar Jones.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes. Go ahead.
What were we going to say?
Who do we say? Who's ended up playing Mayday Parker? Sadie Sink had been a possibility as well early on.
Yeah. What about? Ready for this?
Okay.
Ready for this? The star of Predator Badlands, Elle Fanning.
Ooh. I mean, I like that choice. She is a veteran of films, and she has got a hell of a legacy as an actress. So, and she's statuesque and has got that kind of power. I could totally see it.
Put her in the mix. She's on the list.
She's on the list. Elle Fanning's on the list. I love that. That's a good. Thank you for that question there, Quintillis. Carb says, hi, Jeff. Daniel RPK reported in his Discord chat there will be huge DC news coming next week. Do you know what it is? And if so, do you plan on beating him to the punch?
Who teased this?
Daniel RPK.
Rupka. Major DC news coming next week.
Yeah. I mean, you just dropped some DC news here with the spin-off.
James, what James Gunn is working on.
Oh.
I mean, I didn't know if that secret project that he was working on could be the Terrifics, but it sounds, according to the Wall Street Journal, maybe the Terrifics is a TV show. Who knows?
Oh, okay.
Did he even specify whether he was working on a TV show or a feature? I don't know. But I think someone else wrote today, breaking news, David Corenswert going to reprise his role in a suit. He signed up for multiple sequels.
What?
Right? They have, options on all the talent here. So David will be back, but in what? And if it's not like a straight Superman sequel, which Gunn has sort of denied, is it Superman versus the Authority?
Ooh, interesting.
No,
I like it. Superman versus the Authority.
Maybe it's World's Finest.
Oh, that means you'd have to have a Batman. So are they going to announce a Batman next week?
I mean, people like, this is the thing. People, I've heard people like David Corenswert as Superman.
Yes, I do.
Like Robert Pattinson as Batman.
Yeah.
Do we need another Batman here? Do we need one? That's the question.
I don't know. I want to hear your thoughts after the movie. C Black says, Sneider, any Marvel scoops? Will F4 make money? Well, I think we covered the Marvel scoops for the most part, didn't we, Jeff?
Exclusive. You heard it here first. It will make money. I can see into the future, and it will be profitable.
All right, there you go. Listen, I got to leave you alone for a second. I'll be right back.
Folks. Let's talk about things.
Talk about
it. Saying, who do you think is playing Storm? I don't know. Dragon King 72 Media. Thank you for sending a $2 question here. Who do I think is playing Storm? I mean, I don't have any ideas. Have you done just a general villains draft yet? Yes, we did, Darren Wright. Excuse me. You missed it. I'm milk drunk. I'm fucking horchata drunk. I need more questions, guys. This is time to get your free questions in. How was my day? It was dandy. Keep going. What else? I told you guys I saw Sorry Baby last night. It was disappointing. I have my top 10 on the Sneider from the first half of the year. It's not going to look like any other top 10s, I'll tell you that much right now. Right? And half the list is genre movies. I'm going to be weighing in on Emmys soon. I'm going to do a final Emmy predictions list because the world needs that. We need more Emmy coverage. And then once the Emmy noms come in and everything, then I'll be able to turn my attention to Oscars, right? And super early Oscar predictions. It's looking like a weak year for Oscars. I'm not going to lie. People are like, Sinners is going to win Best Picture. Sentimental Value is going to win Best Picture. What are we talking about here? No, neither of those movies is winning. John, go back and take another dump.
Sorry, I did take I just want to get for drinking 3 drinks. Go ahead, keep going. What else were you talking about?
I'm in the middle of monologuing right now.
Go ahead. Good stuff.
No, that's it.
Okay, all right. Darren Rice says, have you done just a general villains draft yet?
I did this one, yes.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I did the next one too.
Who do you think is playing Storm? Did you say
think it is?
Cynthia Erivo? Is that who you said? Who do you think is playing Storm?
Quinta Brunson.
No way, Quinta Brunson. I would believe Jenna James over Quinta Brunson. Who do you think is playing Storm? I don't know yet. I mean, why is Jodie Turner-Smith not something that people are thinking about? I like her as an actress. I would be all in it. Trash Panda, so is Andy Muschietti not fired?
John, he's fired.
He's fired.
I can speak for John when I say he's been fired. He's been shown the door. He's collecting unemployment as we speak.
Absolutely. I mean, come on. Don't be ridiculous. Dragon King also says, Jeff, can I send you my script to get your opinion?
I read scripts for $150 per script.
There you go.
I don't know if you can afford it, Dragon King, but we'll see. Send me a log line.
There you go. Send you a log line. All right. Anything else, Jeff? I think that's all the questions. So is there anything else you want to talk about, or are we good?
Let's just talk about how good my tan is, guys. I mean, look at this. I'm just golden. Yeah, I think that's enough. I mean, are there any other trailers that you saw this week? Did you see we talked about the Relay trailer and She Rides Shotgun and that stuff last week?
We talked that one last week. Those 2 last week.
What else came out? Did Project Hail Mary, Running Man, were these all last week too?
Yeah, those were all last week.
So nothing interesting came out this week?
That I saw trailer-wise?
Red Sonja?
What do you want to say about your Elden Ring? That was your breaking story about Ben
Whishaw of Jimmy Bond fame, the man who played Q, joining Elden Ring. What is there to say? I've never played the video game. I don't know who he could possibly be playing. I think he's underrated in general. Ben Whishaw is a really good actor. Did you watch Black Doves, Johnny?
Yeah, I did watch Black Doves. I liked that a lot. That was a
great good show. I hope he gets an Emmy nomination for that.
And I'm not a Keira Knightley person. I liked her in that show.
She was really good. Dragon King, if you can afford it, which he's saying that he can, slide into my DMs. I'll give you my email.
There you go. Slide into his DMs. No, I don't think I saw any other. Have you seen any of the stuff on Netflix? Have you been watching the train wreck documentaries? Did you watch
all of them?
Yeah, we finished the American Apparel one last night. Highly recommend this series on Netflix, Trainwreck. The Poop Cruise one was amazing. The Rob Ford one was amazing. And the American Apparel one was fantastic.
They definitely led with the good ones. The back half is not as good.
Oh, you've watched them all. Oh, you bastard.
I've seen PI Moms. I've seen Storm Area 51. I've seen The Real Project X. Yeah, they definitely weren't as good as those three that you mentioned.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Real Project X just dropped, I think, a couple of days ago. So, all right, I'm going to watch that. Is there anything else you're watching? Any other documentaries or any other movies you want people to look out for right now?
I mean, tomorrow there's Look Up and there's Look Out because Dexter returns tomorrow, baby. He's resurrected.
Oh, God.
I am excited to see all those, I think, Mark Menchaca, Das Malkian, I think, is in the season. Eric Stone Street. They have a killer lineup of serial killers. So I can't wait for the new season of Dexter. I don't care how silly it is.
Okay.
What else, John?
Well, I finished off the first 6 episodes of season 2 of The Sandman. And yes, all the Neil Gaiman stuff sucks, so I'm not focusing on that. But this season, these 6 episodes are already better than the first season was. And they're excellent. I mean, the first season was excellent. This is even better. So I enjoy that. I'm really excited to see when the next batch drops on the 24th, I think. So
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I've seen the new season, all of it.
Wow. And?
Half of it was, mediocre, forgettable, Always Sunny, and half of it was gold.
Oh.
There were 4 episodes that made me laugh out loud a fair amount. So.
Are they on fumes, just about on fumes, or do you think there's still a little gas in the tank?
Yes, but at the same time, I'm glad that these guys are still around every year or two, just for a couple of hours. It was worth it.
All right. Well, what about this? Let me get your gauge on what you think is happening with the South Park people in Paramount. Do you think that's going to blow up? I mean, they've gone to their social media to attack what's happened. What do you think is happening? What take the temperature of this?
Not that they, don't like the people that they work with anymore, but
right.
Yeah, the situation I'm sure is frustrating, and I don't think that they're the only people who are, affected by what's going on.
Okay.
I'm sure there's a lot of projects on hold, a lot of people wasting prime months, if not years, of their careers.
Right.
All because Paramount, can't pull the trigger on certain things, while this merger is in the works.
Okay. Let's see here. Dr. John Pimpea says, is Superman a symbol of hope, or is he a reflection of humanity's fear that true goodness is impossible without being alien? What? No.
Reflection of humanity's fear that true goodness is impossible without being alien. Why isn't it possible?
Yeah. I see what you're trying to do here, and I don't.
He's a symbol of hope.
Yeah, symbol of hope. But I get your reference, and I don't appreciate it. You're not as clever as you think. Alex says, do you think the big DC news is the Batman 2? Well, that's already been announced. What would be the big news if, the script's already been turned in?
Did you see that tweet that was going around that was apparently fake from Matt Reeves?
No. What was it?
It said Hugo as Hugo. And it was Hugo Weaving as Hugo Strange.
Really? Ooh, I like that idea.
I mean, I like it too.
Shit, I like that idea.
I don't know that it's real. I don't think it was real. So
that's awesome. I like that idea as well. All right, Jeff, have you heard anything else? Star Wars, anything? DC, anything? What are you hearing? Anything else?
Break. Let's check the emails before we shut this bitch down.
Fredtastic says, just got back from Superman, so I'll catch up with the show later. Superman was excellent. I had a rough start with it, but once it got rolling, I was in all the way. Definitely going to see it again. There you go. Impromptu review from Fredtastic for Superman.
The only thing I say is that this week they announced that season 4 of Monster is going to be Lizzie Borden.
Yeah, you want to write it?
I was like, guys, let me write it. Let me write this thing. I wrote a script in college about Lizzie Borden. I've read multiple books about her. Grew up 20 minutes from Fall River. Put me in the writer's room. I've got things to add. I got ideas. They're unique.
Right. What do you think about this Scrubs reboot? Yes or no?
Scrubs reboot. Sure, why not? I didn't really watch Scrubs. I mean, I watched it a little. It went on forever, so I fell off of it. But yeah, why not? I've seen other bad revivals.
I was a extra for a whole season on Scrubs way back in the early 2000s. And it paid.
You looked familiar the first time we met.
Yeah, right. So if you're an eagle-eyed viewer of Scrubs, you might see me in the background through some of the, I think, season 2 episodes. And that was good money because I was SAG and I was able to make some good money just sitting around waiting to get called in for a scene. So yeah, it was fun. And they were all really nice. I never had any negative interactions with Serra or Zach or Faison. So it was very nice to be on that set.
You're nothing unless you play a corpse on Law and Order, John.
That's true.
A corpse.
It's always fun to go back and watch old Law and Order episodes and see like these actors in young, like Adam Driver. Oh my God, Adam Driver.
Pedro Pascal. I saw that episode.
Yeah. Pedro as well. All right. Anything else? Are you watching anything else you're watching? Anything else?
Nope, that's it. That's the wrap, guys. Follow me on Twitter at the InSneider. Follow, subscribe to my newsletter, theinsneider.com. Okay. Stay tuned Monday for a live episode of FYC where we're doing our final Emmy nomination predictions.
What time is that at?
That's in the morning.
Okay,
that's at 9 a.m. I believe. Our show's at 5 p.m.
Yeah,
right?
Our show. We're going to review Superman at 5 p.m. PT live Monday night. Yes.
Sorry. And the last thing that I'll say. You ready for this?
Break it down.
I don't know when it's going to air. If it's going to be tomorrow, sometime.
Okay.
But tomorrow at 11 a.m. I have a date to do a podcast.
Okay.
With Uwe Boll.
Oh! Sequel?
Getting back in the ring, baby. We're going to mix it up, and it's going to be nuts. So, because, like, he has the craziest opinions.
Yes.
And he loves to shit all over, like, super talented people in Hollywood and be like, I can do it better. So it's going to be a blast. Trust me. I don't know when you'll be able to see it, but we are taping in the morning.
Do you know what podcast or show what's going to be on? Can you promote that? Or
I asked him this morning. I was like, you can put it on my YouTube, but I don't have any followers. I was going to actually ask you at the end of the show, but he said that he would record it and all that. I don't know what the plan is.
Tell him I would happily post it on this channel. 100%.
We'll let him know that that's an option because I do think it's going to click.
All right, because I would even do like us watching that together and then commenting on it after the show, as you know, after we.
Yeah, well, I mean, let me see how it goes tomorrow. Sure. I'm expecting fireworks because this is two absolutely crazy people.
I love the madness of this. So there's no host. It's just you two talking about stuff.
As far as I know, I don't know what to expect. You never know what to expect with Uwe Boll, and that's the point.
I love it. Well, look out for that, everybody. And it might be on the channel, might be on another channel, but look out for that from Jeff. As for me, at The Rocha Says, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, Threads. Please subscribe to the channel down below. Thanks to all the new Superman subscribers who've come on over the last few days. Like 300 of you have subscribed to the channel since my reaction. So thank you so much. Let's keep it going. Get me to 50,000 so we get more and more attention on these shows. And do your part. If you love the hot mic, share it on all your social media, clip it out, tell people about it so we get more and more people joining us every week to hear on the channel. All right. Take care of yourselves. Be well. Go see Superman. Let us know what you think. And we'll talk to you next time with another brand new episode of The Hot Mic. Peace.